Hey there, what is going on, Minnesota Vikings fans? Dev here, and I got a little game preview for you today. Um, Things are going super well for the Minnesota Vikings, so I thought that it'd be awesome to look forward to this game against the Cleveland Browns. Let's get into the nitty gritty of it. This is the motherfriggin' after hours. It's great to be back in this beautiful bar to talk to you nice folks. So let's chill, grab your little beverage, grab your little snacks, and let's talk about this game. Minnesota Vikings versus the Cleveland Browns in London. Let's go. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Odrick Sports Media channel. Today we're going to be breaking down the Minnesota Vikings matchup against the Cleveland Browns. So this game is huge for both sides, guys. You know, the Vikings are coming in off of, a huge loss. We're trying to prove that we can stack wins without J.J. McCarthy while he is injured with his high ankle sprain. We got Carson Wentz. He's going to get another chance to show that he can actually hold his offense together. And on the other side, Cleveland's defense has been one of the nastiest units in the league. Myles Garrett and that pass rush are a nightmare for any quarterback. So it's definitely going to be an interesting game, guys, for sure. Should be very, very exciting. So a couple key storylines, guys. Can the Vikings offensive line hold up against the Cleveland Browns front seven? We have not been looking that hot in that aspect. Our offensive line is made out of paper. We have a paper mache offensive line. So they have been injured. They are injured. Not really sure what's going to be of Brian O'Neill, but he's probably going to be out for this game. Donovan Jackson, he had a wrist surgery. He's probably going to be out for this game. Ryan Kelly, that bro hits a bad speed bump and he gets concussion. So he's got another concussion. He is going to be out. And I just got to say, our backups in these positions suck ass. But we got Christian Darrisaw out there, so there's some hope. Will Fries, he's meh, but he's still healthy. He's out there. So hopefully we can see these guys step up and actually do some damn things. Because here's the thing about it, guys. If Wentz is under pressure all night, it's going to be ugly, and it's going to be fast, and it's going to be over quick, and I'm going to cry. I can't stand it, guys. I cannot stand the way we've been playing. I don't care if we're injured. The Vikings defense has been quietly carrying the load lately. In all of our trouble spots, it seems like the defense has done everything that it can. Can they keep it up against the Browns team that loves to pound the rock and wear you down? I hope so. We will have to see. And don't sleep on the coaching matchup either, guys. Kevin Stefanski used to be in Minnesota. He's going to have something cooked up for his old team. KOC, I feel like he's got something to prove for sure after the last couple weeks. Well, not really the last couple weeks, but I'm talking that Falcons game and I'm talking that Steelers game. So he's definitely got to show us something. Some players to watch, guys. On the Minnesota Vikings side, we got Carson Wentz. He does not have to be perfect, but he's got to look a little bit better than he did last week. He cannot make back-breaking mistakes against this defense because they will capitalize on that, and it will be an instant thing. Another guy to look out for on the Vikings side, guys, Jordan Addison. Without McCarthy, Addison has become the spark plug. He needs to win his one-on-ones if the Vikings want any shot. And on the Browns side, guys, we got Myles Garrett. He is a game wrecker. If the Vikings don't account for him, every single snap, basically, if he doesn't get eyeballs every single snap, this game is going to get out of hand quick. And the offensive line has not been our strongest suit, so really need to emphasize that one. So I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, Devin, you love your Vikings, don't you? I bet if you give us a prediction, you're going to be like, oh, Vikings win. Vikings win. I'm not really sure about this one, guys. Going into the last week, I had us winning. And this one seems more obvious to me that we would beat them than the Steelers, but I got me second guessing myself. You know what I mean? Like, my prediction at the beginning of this season is already so wrong that I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm almost hesitant to call it. This one is going to be gritty in my opinion, but I think it comes down to whether the Vikings can control the line of scrimmage. And if we can get just enough from Wentz, if we protect the ball, and if we keep Garrett from taking over, Minnesota can absolutely steal this game. And another thing that I've been hounding on, guys, we need to lean on our run game so we can open things up for our offense. And in order to do any of this stuff, We got to have our line playing solid football. We got to have it. Yeah. And if we can protect the ball and keep Garrett from taking over the Minnesota Vikings, I think we can do it. I think we can do it. That being said, this is a tough Cleveland Browns team. But what do you guys think? Do the Vikings have a real shot against this Cleveland's defense, or is it about to be another struggle fest? Drop your takes in the comments below. I'll be replying to every single comment that I see from now on, guys. It is so cool to interact with the greatest fan base in all of NFL football. And as always, make sure to hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Ring that bell so you do not miss out on any videos, guys. We're going to be covering the Minnesota Vikings season every step of the way. So you do not want to miss out on these Vikings breakdowns. So yeah, like I said, we're dealing with injuries. We're going to be without Andrew Van Ginkel for this one. That sucks. He makes a big difference. Same with Blake Cashman. Those guys are our leaders. We will have Harrison Smith, though. So hopefully he can direct traffic, get our defense doing what it needs to do. And we can be super strong on that side of the ball. Guys like Dallas Turner, he's been playing really well. You've seen him in the backfield. You've seen him causing some chaos, but we need to see more sacks, some more big third down stop tackles like we saw in the last game, actually. Shout out to Dallas Turner, Florida boy. So we talked a little bit about the Vikings offense, but let's flip it over to the Browns offense because this group has been sneaky good at grinding out games, even if they're not flashy. Cleveland is still a run-first team. Even without Nick Chubb at full strength, they've got a stable of backs who can keep the chains moving. Their offensive line is the anchor. Physical, nasty, built to bully up front. If they can dominate Minnesota's front seven without Andrew Van Ginkel in the mix or Blake Cashman or whoever else may be out in this severely injured team, it is going to be a very long day for the Vikings. Watch for inside zone and power looks. Kevin Stefanski, he loves to lean on the run to set up play action. Something that we're trying to do this year as well. So a quarterback, they haven't been super explosive, but they've been efficient. They lean on play action shots and quick timing throws. They've got, a good group of receivers, younger receivers, I believe. And their tight end is a mismatch weapon as well. So Minnesota's linebackers and safeties will be tested, especially in the red zone. And also the coaching, guys. Kevin Stefanski, he knows this Vikings team inside and out. He's going to attack weaknesses. Expect him to target the edge without Gink. And he'll probably scheme his tight end on some linebackers as often as possible. And don't be surprised if Stefanski dials up some trickery. Reverse, jet sweeps, even a flea flicker just to catch Minnesota over pursuing. So some key matchups, in my opinion, guys, is going to be the offensive line of the Browns versus the defensive line of the Vikings. Who's going to hold up better? I think whoever controls the line of scrimmage, obviously on both sides of the ball, will take it down. I think whoever runs the ball better as well will also take this game. I think this is going to be a huge test for a Minnesota secondary as well. We need to see a lot from, say, Harrison Smith, Byron Murphy Jr. Those guys, we know they're capable of wrecking games, and we need to see it this week to capitalize against this Browns team. So if the Browns control the line of scrimmage and keep the play action game rolling, they will march down the field. I do not think that our defense is going to just let them do that. We have a good defense, and they've been giving our offense a lot of opportunities. But we could get stuck reacting instead of dictating, and we need to avoid that. But if the Vikings front holds up and forces Cleveland into obvious passing downs, it swings back in our favor, and I think that we can get the better of that. So yeah, I think this one's going to be nitty gritty. We haven't been playing our best football, and our offensive line looks bad, but I think we're going to get it. I'm not going to give you an exact score, guys. I think the Vikings win by a small margin in a very good game against the Cleveland Browns for Week 5 football in London. But that is all I've got for you today, guys. I had to side with my team. I'm not biased or anything. Thank you so much for checking out the After Hours, guys. This is just a chill little show where we hang out. I do game previews. We talk about Vikings news, stuff like that. So if you enjoyed it, please make sure to check out the next one. Hit that subscribe button. That is all I've got for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been the After Hours. I have been Dev. What is up from Minnesota? And it looks like we'll just have to see you in the next one.